sunny Saturday afternoon here in Tampa as we get ready for the bottom of
Leftover to rain. Lauren Pantone.
the UT. As we've become so accustomed to over the years, sending to the plate their leadoff hitter, the left fielder, Lauren Pantone. Pantone leads 304. Has in fact appeared in all 14 games for the Spartans as far as 2025. there in time, so the Spartans are retired in the
11
bottom of the
points,
first.
Squares in, one left as we head to the top of the second inning. Score.
No runs, no hits, no outs yet here. One Spartan runner left on base. That's 1 complete. And our score remains 0-0. Here on Team Spartans side.
32nd ad here.
Back here at the Namoli Family Stadium, and the Spartans saw inning number 1 now. Mike McKinnon giving the nod. Pitcher circle in Prince Weston playing here today. Earlier this week, he was named Division II Sunshine State Tampa Officer of the Week for the second week in a row.
Bring on the roll.
No surprise. Staff
Number 33.
off for her. Started the first. There's the Wildcat. They're getting it clear. A lot of those top stuff. Out for 1 here in the top of the second. A lot of those
And
out
catcher number
fielder.
24, Adam Zimmerman.
However, one now. Zimmerman. Only one to third. Popped up. Called for. Catch is made.
And October number 13, Maddie Gilmar.
Down here at the top of the second. Wilmington University. And Balmer. Colorado. Up is Wilmington University running fielder. Balmer has played 5 Wildcats. Popped up. And then there's the catch. Russo for out
Hurry up.
for
3
3.
down at the top of the second
So
inning.
Wildcats, no runs, no hits, no Spartan errors, no Wildcat runners left on base. Put these to 1.5. Our score remains 0-0. You're on Team Spartans up.
Number 33, Alexa Russo.
Another entry in the Kansas lineup that appears in all 14 games thus Back here at the Namoli Family Stadium, we are going to the bottom of the third. Still looking for the game's first run. Thus far, the Wildcats with 3 hits, the Spartans with 2. And to lead things off for the Spartans in the bottom of the third, it'll be their leadoff hitter, left fielder Lauren Pantone. And Pantone flew out to left field, and this time, round out from pitcher to first, and right away, UT as that number 1. Which will bring up Lily Keister, the UT center fielder. And Keister also flew out to left field in her first at bat. Bottom of the first. Strike 1. Delaney Sheen, 57 pitches already. That one is low. Keister with a count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch on the way. Strike 2. And next pitch to Keister, up high, and Keister draws ball 2, the count even once again. Delaney Sheehan. You heard the pitch count that I mentioned, and just continues to increase. There's 1 bounced, and that will be fielded routinely over to first, or out number 2. That'll bring up
Catcher number 18, Kenna
Kreidler, the Spartans catcher. And she drew a base on balls in the first inning. Number 3 hitter in the order. And that one's outside for ball 1. 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Scoreless game 1 of the scheduled doubleheader between the Spartans, who are ranked number 3, and the Wildcats, who are ranked number 6, as that one's fouled off. Up about 1-1. Spartans hoping to get to their cleanup hitter, Mariah Galehouse, who is in the on-deck circle. However, task at hand is Kenna Kreidler here against Delaney Sheehan. And that's going to be ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kreidler waiting for the next offering from the lefty and sends that one to left center field. And the catch will be made out there by Tristan Stewart for out number 3.
Not across, as we're through 3 here at
no runs, no hits. There were no Wildcat errors and no runners left on base. 0-0 after 3. Back with more softball after this on TampaSpartans.tv.
Thank you, Brad.
Back here at the Namoli Family Stadium, the 13-1 Tampa Spartans taking on the 4-2 Wilmington University Wildcats. They come down from Newark, Delaware. Scoreless game through 3. Spartans starting pitcher Gwen McGinnis with a pitch count of 40.
And Rigo.
get set to face the third base player, Haley Grego.
Here comes the dad. Yep.
No balls, one strike. Top of the fourth. And McGinnis gets Grego to follow that one back. And the 0-2 to the freshman on the way. And McGinnis gets the strikeout for out number one. And that'll bring up the number 4 hitter, the pitcher, Delaney Sheehan. Flew out to center field in the top of the first. High and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. Fouled off the bat of Sheehan, who was trying to avoid contact. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. McGinnis has just registered her first strikeout of the game. Does she get her second? Not yet. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that one's going to go foul down the left field line. Two from McGinnis. Up high. And Sheehan staying alive. Pulling double duty as she is the starting pitcher for the Wildcats, and now she is the second strikeout for Gwen McGinnis in this game. As there's 2 away in the top of the fourth. Which takes us to the number 5 hitter, which is Eve Serrato, the designated player. 0-1. She popped out to second base back in the second inning. One to Serrato, who is from Ohio, senior. One of 2 seniors in the lineup. No, 3-1. Serrato sends that one to center field, not going to be playable. And the Wildcats able to get a runner aboard with 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Though the Eastern not able to get there in time for the Spartans. Which gets us to the number 6 hitter for Wilmington University, which is catcher Emma Zimmerman. Popped out to the shortstop in the second inning. Here she is in the top of the fourth with a 1-0 count. McGinnis ready, winds, delivers. And a big lead as the count goes to 1-1. A big lead over at first base by Eve Serrato. Kreidler certainly with an eye on her. That one's going to be followed back to the screen, playable. Kreidler really towers behind the plate there. 5'11" to see her stand up on balls like that. And there's one that's going to go foul and out of play down the right field line. And Zimmerman waiting 1-2. McGinnis ready with it. And another one gets fouled back. Chance for Wilmington to run a pitch count. Gwen McGinnis. There's the 1-2 again. And across the letters. And now the count goes even at 2-2. And there's a bouncer fielded routinely for out number 3, and the Wildcats are done at the top of the 4th.
No runs, one hit, no errors, and one left. Is the Spartans
one
set to hit in the bottom of the 4th.
No Spartan errors and one Wildcat runner left on base. Through 3.5, we remain scoreless. Back with more softball after this on TampaSpartans.tv.
When the box out isn't good. Captions people are doing to post to a platform that is not any good. Bruce, this one, Coach Myers.
Switch to this one. I'll unplug this one.
Oh shit. You're playing. Batting third baseman number 33, Alexa Russo.
The bottom of the 4th here at Namoli Family Stadium, and still looking for the game's first run. As you saw, the first out of this inning, Mariah Galehouse. Alexa Russo puts the bat on the ball, and is that going to be out number 2? It's not, as it drops before a trio of Wildcats players could get to it. Alexa Russo, the number 5 hitter, 0 for 1 in this game. She grounded out to second, back in the second. And awaits the next pitch from Sheehan and follows that one down the right field line, out of play. Alexa Russo behind now here in the bottom of the 4th. Her team has collected just 2 hits so far in the game. Nice job from the circle by Delaney Sheehan. And she sends that one in. Russo will promptly be retired as Zanitas sends that one over to Sayani for out number 2. The Spartans' number 6 hitter is first base player Abby Salt. Salt singled in the second inning and hopes to keep things alive here for UT in the bottom of the 4th here in this first game of a doubleheader. And it's outside for ball 1. Salt now ready. Pitch on the way. Follows it back to the screen. Sheehan checks the wristband. Next offering is low. Abby Salt looking down the third baseline at her head coach, Leslie Cantor. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sheehan sends that one in, and Salt promptly follows it back to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Neither team able to get a run across the plate thus far. And a fly ball to left field, and that will be caught by Sydney Hatch for out number 3. So UT, no runs, no hits. There were no Wildcat errors, and no Spartan runners left on base. Through 4 complete, we remain scoreless. Back with more softball after this on TampaSpartans.tv. I'm Bruce Wozniak. Glad you chose to spend your Saturday afternoon with us here on TampaSpartans.tv as the number 3 University of Tampa Spartans taking on the number 6 Wilmington University Wildcats. Scoreless through 4 innings as the visitors get set to start off the top of the 5th with their number 7 hitter, Maddie Vollmer. She is their right fielder and popped out to third base back in the 2nd inning and follows that one down the left field line. Gwen McGinnis with a pitch count of 62 starting this 5th inning. Sends in her next pitch. Saw that one go back to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes. McGinnis has faced 15 batters. 2 strikeouts thus far. The 1-2 popped up, called for, and the catch made by McKenna DiMartino. So 1 down for the Wildcats, which brings up Sydney Hatch, who I feel like called her name a number of times defensively out in left field. And Gwen McGinnis is staying busy here as she is already ready with the next pitch. Wines delivers, and strike. Count goes even, 1-1. And here she is again. And that one's going to be fouled off, 1-2. McGinnis does not waste a lot of time between pitches. And here she is with the 1-2 to Sydney Hatch. And nice catch made there. Good alertness by McKenna DiMartino. And there's 2 away here in the top of the 5th for Wilmington University, which gets us to the bottom of the order. And Casey Zanitas, the freshman second base player, and a generous strike zone by Brian Seraphin. It's 0-1. Zanitas 0 for 1 in this game. There's going to be 0 for 2 as a routine ground out makes a quick 3 up, 3 down for the Wildcats in the top of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no Spartan errors, no Wildcat runners left on base. We'll be back with the bottom of the 5th after this on TampaSpartans.tv. Back here at the Namoli Family Stadium and still looking for the game's first run. And one thing that has changed is our temperature outside has actually gone up since the game started 58 minutes ago. We're now at 75 degrees. And the Spartans, with their designated player, Ava Ramirez, starting things off in the bottom of the 5th. No balls, 1 strike. Ramirez had only played in 4 games entering today's contest. Looking for her first hit of the season. 2 balls, 1 strike. And just got a piece of that one as it was fouled back to the screen. Delaney Sheehan looking over to her team's dugout. Now sends in the 2-2 way outside. The count full. And Ramirez follows that one over towards the Wilmington dugout. Ramirez struck out back in the 2nd inning. 3-2 pitch to her here in the 5th. And she does draw the base on balls. So UT gets a runner aboard with nobody out. And head coach Leslie Cantor is going to put in a pinch runner. And that will be Devin Hammonds. And defensively, in the top half of this inning, I was calling the name of McKenna DiMartino, the shortstop, a couple of times, and she is up to bat right now for the home team, the number 8 hitter in the Spartans batting order. DiMartino singled in the 2nd inning. And here she is, bottom of the 5th, with a teammate over at first base in the person of pinch runner Devin Hammonds, showing bunt and nicely fielded. So a successful sacrifice by the Spartans, and Hammonds having to be ready as a nice attempt by the Wildcats to try to get her over at second base, but nothing doing. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, but UT now with a runner in scoring position, which will bring us to the bottom of the order. And Kenzie Reynolds, the second base player, she struck out in the 2nd inning. And Delaney Sheehan to work against her, sees that one fly to right, catch made, and there goes Hammonds, and we'll go into third base standing up. Devin Hammonds now at third base as UT gets to the top of the order. And left fielder Lauren Fantone Fantone 0 for 2 in this game. Flew out to left in the first and grounded out to the pitcher in the third. Takes ball 1. Fantone ahead in the count 2-0. Sheehan ready, delivers, and at the knees, outside. 3 balls, no strikes. And does get the strike there. So the Lauren Fantone at-bat continues. And Delaney Sheehan ready with the 3-1 and gets a bouncer right back to her over to first for out number 3. The Spartans unable to convert. No runs, no hits, no Wildcat errors, and 1 runner left on base through 5 complete. Still scoreless here on TampaSpartans.tv. We are at the Namoli Family Stadium on the grounds of the University of Tampa campus in West Central Florida. The number 3 Tampa Spartans have their hands full here against the number 6 Wilmington University Wildcats. 13-1 UT against 4-2 Wilmington. The visitors come in having won 2 in a row. The home team has won 9 in a row. Top of the 6th, Gwen McGinnis facing Tristan Stewart, the center fielder. That one is fouled down the third base line. Stewart, the leadoff hitter, has a pair of singles in this game. She has half of her team's hits. 4 hits for Wilmington, 2 for the Spartans, and there's going to be base hit number 3 for Tristan Stewart. How about 3 at-bats and 3 singles for center fielder Tristan Stewart? And that'll get us to the number 2 hitter, which is Cassidy Zolano, shortstop, and contrarily, she is 0 for 2 and shows bunt, and it's caught by Kreidler. And so down very quickly goes Cassidy Zolano. And that'll bring up Haley Grego. She singled in the first and then struck out looking in the fourth. A runner on first, keep in mind, as there is 1 out for the Wildcats here in the top of the 6th. McGinnis sends in the 0-1, and that one is fouled back, and the count now goes to 0-2. McGinnis has 2 strikeouts so far in this game and is 1 strike away from making that 3 and gets it. 3rd strikeout of the game for Gwen McGinnis. And so 2 outs here in the top of the 6th for the Wildcats, which brings us to the number 4 hitter, the pitcher, Delaney Sheehan. And she is 0 for 2. Strike here to her in the top of the 6th. She flew out to center field in the first and then struck out in the 4th. and sends that one foul into the Spartans bullpen. The 0-2 and up high as Kreidler popped up right away from behind home plate, keeping an eye on Tristan Stewart over at first base. The 1-2. Runner goes, and they got her. No, they dropped the ball. It was right on target, and just not able to corral it and put it down. So the Wildcats stay alive after that stolen base by Stewart. So adding to her already impressive stat line today, Tristan Stewart, 3 base hits and now a stolen base. The 2-2, and there's a base hit, and the runner comes around. They throw it home and not going to be in time, although they do go to second, and safe is Delaney Sheehan. So the Wildcats get the game's first run across with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. And their fans are on their feet. And Wildcats head coach Mike Shehorn talking to home plate umpire Brian Serafin about a pinch runner going in, and the person of Alexa Eisman. And the batter is the number 5 hitter, Eve Serrato, the designated player, who is 1 for 2. She popped out to second in the second and then singled in the 4th. McGinnis just catches the strike zone. So the tension increases here as the Wildcats have scored the game's first run. The count, however, goes to 0-2 for them and their batter, Eve Serrato. Pinch runner at second is Alexa Eisman, and that one goes to right field and is caught for out number 3. For Wilmington University in the top of the 6th, 1 run on 2 hits. There were no Spartan errors and 1 Wildcat runner left on base. We'll be back with the bottom of the 6th after this on TampaSpartans.tv. Lily Keister to lead things off for UT, and the bottom of the 6th, the Spartans' number 2 hitter. She is 0 for 2 in this game, having flown out to left in the first inning and then grounded out to second in the 3rd. The 0-1 to Keister in the dirt. Sheehan's pitch count at 89 entering this inning, which means that it's now at 91. And that one's bounced to short and not in time at first. Good base running by Lily Keister. And UT has a runner aboard to start off the bottom of the 6th. And they are right in the meat of the order as Kenna Kreidler, the number 3 hitter, to the plate. UT's catcher. She walked in the first and flew out to center field in the third. They throw down to second, but Keister was not running. Kreidler looking over at head coach Leslie Cantor. Rather extended, and now is ready. Into the batter's box she steps. And here comes the 0-1 to her, showing bunt. And again, popping up right away was Zimmerman, anticipating having to make a throw based on what she's seeing from Lily Keister, the Spartans base runner. 1 ball, 1 strike. And again, Kreidler trying to show bunt, keeping Delaney Sheehan guessing. And the 1-2 swung on and fouled back here to the screen. .5'11" Kenna Kreidler, the tallest player in the Spartans lineup. And the 1-2 from Delaney Sheehan on the way to her. That's going to be sent to right field and not caught as it goes foul. Giving chase was Maddie Vollmer. So Kreidler staying alive here in the bottom of the 6th as her team has fallen behind 1-0. The game's first run coming in the top half of this inning after we went scoreless through the first 5. Keep in mind that there is a second game today as this is a scheduled doubleheader. Count goes even 2-2. Nobody out here at the bottom of the 6th. And ball 3, the count goes full. Kreidler sends that one to center field and caught routinely for out number 1. As Lily Keister retreats to first base. However, that brings up UT's cleanup hitter Mariah Galehouse. She's 0 for 2 in this game. Showing bunt. The runner goes. Keister is out at second. And the many Wildcats fans cheering as their team making a statement here against the number 3 ranked Tampa Spartans. 2 outs now in the bottom of the 6th. So Galehouse with a 1-0 count. And Mariah bounces that one, and it will be a base hit. So the Spartans will stay alive here in the bottom of the 6th. As Galehouse is aboard with a single, which will bring up Alexa Russo, the third base player, the big bat of Alexa Russo, the number 5 hitter. Russo, in both of her at-bats this game, 2nd and 4th inning, has grounded out to second base. Sends that one towards right. Foul territory not played. Despite the effort to run it down by Maddie Vollmer. So the 0-1 now to Alexa Russo. Outside for a ball. Russo to right field. That's fair. And the runner goes to third. And they will hold Galehouse there. So Alexa Russo with a single. That with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th puts runners on the corners and brings up Abby Salt, UT's first base player, who was 1 for 2 in this game, singled in the 2nd, and then flew out to left field in the 4th. And a little conference out in the pitching circle. Wilmington University head coach Mike Shehorn out there to talk to his starting pitcher Delaney Sheehan and the rest of the infield, as well as, of course, catcher Emma Zimmerman. And meanwhile, UT with a huddle over on the third base side as Leslie Cantor talks things over with her base runners. And, of course, the batter, Abby Salt, not to mention head coach Denise Rubio, in on that conversation as well. And now everybody's set to resume. Mariah Galehouse is the runner over at third base, and Alexa Russo is the runner on first, as UT with an opportunity to tie the game here. And during all that, the Spartans end up making a change in the form of a pinch runner, as Joey Trawick has gone over to first base to run for Alexa Russo. And now we're set to go for Delaney Sheehan against Abby Salt. And a strike called there. No balls, 1 strike. And to right field, there's a base hit, and this will be tied as Galehouse crosses the plate. Salt with a single that moves the pinch runner Trawick over to third, and all of a sudden the Spartans threatening to take the lead. Ava Ramirez to the plate for the Spartans. Strike 1 to her. Runners on the corners as we now have a tie game. And Ramirez watches that one roll in the dirt towards home plate. Ramirez struck out in the 2nd, and then she walked in the 5th. And that one's way up high. And the count will go to 2 balls and 1 strike. Sheehan ready with the next pitch. And that one is outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. And a big one coming here. The 3-1. And ball 4. The bases are loaded for the Spartans. So Ramirez draws the walk. And that will bring up McKenna DiMartino. And we're going to get another pinch runner as Abby Salt is going to head towards the dugout. And Daisy Watterson will go and pinch run at second base. Meanwhile, McKenna DiMartino chance here as the game was scoreless through 5 innings. And the Wildcats scored in the top of the 6th, and now the Spartans have scored in the bottom of the 6th and have bases loaded. There's a ground ball to the pitcher, and she shuts it down right away with a routine ground out for out number 3. But the Spartans get 1 run on 4 hits No Wildcat errors, and 3 runners left on base. Back with what should be an exciting 7th inning here on TampaSpartans.tv after this.
Remember to re-enter them in the spots they were entered first.
Wilmington University 1, the University of Tampa 1. Top of the 7th inning. Gwen McGinnis, 86 pitches thrown. So far in this game, she has faced 23 batters. She has 3 strikeouts. And to start off the top of the 7th, she faces the number 6 hitter, Emma Zimmerman, for the Wildcats. 0 for 2 thus far in this game. And strike 1 to Zimmerman. 6 hits apiece for these two teams. And there's a grounder and fielded nicely by DiMartino over to first for out number 1. Identical line scores. 1 run, 6 hits, no errors for both teams. And I really mean identical. They were scoreless through 5, and they each scored in the 6th. And that one is fouled back to the screen by Maddie Vollmer, whose name I've called several times defensively, the right fielder. Vollmer 0 for 2 in this game. The 2nd inning and the 5th inning, she popped out to 3rd and short, respectively. The 0-2 from McGinnis fouled off just above the Wildcats' dugout. The 0-2 and laced. Great catch on a line out. Alexa Russo, great stab over at third base. And the 2nd out for the Wildcats. That'll bring up the left fielder, Sydney Hatch, the number 8 hitter. 0 for 2 so far in this game. Hatch puts the bat on the ball, and that will not be, yes, it will be playable. Alexa Russo makes the catch against the screen, and so the Wildcats go 3 up and 3 down in the top of the 7th, which will give the Spartans an opportunity to close it out. When we return with more softball after this on TampaSpartans.tv. Let's see if the Spartans have a bottom of the 7th victory in store for them in this first game of the doubleheader as they get started with the number 9 hitter, Kenzie Reynolds, the second base player. She struck out in the 2nd. She flew out to right field in the 5th and sends that one immediately on a line to Kenzie Zanitas for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. To the top of the order we go for UT and Lauren Fantone, the left fielder. 0 for 3 in this game. The glass half full people would say good. That means that she's due. Starts off with a 0-1 count here against Delaney Sheehan. And sends that one to left field, and that will be caught by Sydney Hatch for out number 2. So the left fielder sends it to left field, and that brings up the Spartans center fielder, Lily Keister, trying to keep this alive for UT and avoid extras. Keister 1 for 3 in this game. First pitch was a ball, and bounces that one. Home plate umpire Brian Serafin calling the foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Keister flew out to left in the first, grounded out to second in the third, and then singled in the sixth, and looks back at Serafin for the call on that one. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fouls that one over near the Spartans dugout. Delaney Sheehan, wow, pitch count of 116. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And Keister bounces that one foul on the third base side. An entertaining afternoon of softball thus far, and we have another game still after this one. And there is the strikeout for Sheehan, and we will have extra innings as the Spartans, no runs, no hits, no Wildcat errors, and no UT runners left on base. So we will be back with the top of the 8th after this break on TampaSpartans.tv. Back here at the Namoli Family Stadium, I'm Bruce Wozniak, and we have extra innings in Game 1 of this scheduled doubleheader between the University of Tampa Spartans and the Wilmington University Wildcats, fitting for this ranked matchup between number 3 UT and number 6 Wilmington University. Gwen McGinnis, a pitch count of 93. As we start the top of the 8th, both teams 1 run and 6 hits. Swing and a miss by the leadoff hitter, Casey Zanitas, the second base player for Wilmington University. And a nice changeup there by Gwen McGinnis that fooled Zanitas. McGinnis checking the wristband and calls time. McGinnis didn't look like she was satisfied. Not surprised to see her ask for time. Now sends in the next pitch, and that's fouled off. Casey Zanitas is 0 for 2 in this game. Grounded out to McGinnis in the third, and then grounded out to second base in the 5th inning.
Okay, so turn it off.
And now McGinnis with the 0-2 on the way. Fouled back to the screen. Zanitas fighting through this at-bat. Another 0-2 delivery, and that one does hook outside for ball one. See the dramatic curve on that one from McGinnis. Now with the 1-2. And bounces, and the Wildcats will get the runner aboard. As bobbling it was Kenzie Reynolds, and that will be scored an error. So nobody out in the top of the eighth, and the door slightly open for the visitors. Brings up their leadoff hitter, Tristan Stewart, who, oh, by the way, is 3 for 3 in this game and has a stolen base. Outside that one goes, and you saw Kreidler pop up right away looking over at Zanitas, the base runner at first. 1 ball, no strikes. Tristan Stewart showing bunt again, and it goes foul back to the wall. Stewart looking at her wristband. The 1-1 on the way. And Kreidler fires to first, and not in time, as getting back by the skin of her teeth was Casey Zanitas. So now the 1-2 from McGinnis to Stewart. High and outside for ball 2. And Kreidler jumped up once again, and clearly anticipating that Zanitas is going to go. So the 2-2 now, and slapped foul. Tristan Stewart staying alive and draws ball 3. And the drama mounts here in the top of the 8th. And now the umpire calls time. Now the 3-2. Smack to third. Russo over to first. And how about that for a double play by the Spartans? A line out, and then Russo, after the big jump by the base runner Zanitas. And so that door that had started to open for the Wildcats gets slammed shut by the Spartans defensively. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. And the batter now, Cassidy Zolano, and that one is going to go foul. The shortstop, number 2 hitter, 0 for 3 in this game. And McGinnis with the next pitch induces a fly foul ball down the left field line. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 8th. And if UT can close this out, the momentum swing will be worth noting after they get it. After Wilmington University had started to threaten, UT able to close things out. No runs, no hits. There was 1 Spartan error and no Wildcats runners left on base. We will be back with the bottom of the 8th in a 1-1 tie here on TampaSpartans.tv. We are back at the Namoli Family Stadium, 1-1 in the bottom of the 8th in game 1 of a doubleheader. And the Spartans, with their catcher, Kenna Kreidler, starting things off offensively. And Delaney Sheehan, 122 pitches thrown this afternoon to make that 123. That one for a strike. The 3-4-5 hitters for the Spartans here in the bottom of the 8th. And 0-2 here for Kreidler. She walked in the first inning and flew out to center field in the 3rd and the 6th. And that one outside for ball 1. Bounces that one, and Sheen gets to it in plenty of time. Over to first for out number 1. So the Spartans cleanup hitter Mariah Galehouse to the plate. 1 for 3 so far in this game. The hit courtesy of a 6th inning single. Bottom of the 8th, 1 out. And Galehouse draws ball 1. Two balls, no strikes. Galehouse ready. Sheehan. And that one is low for ball 3. And the expectation would be that Galehouse will swing away and looks at it for strike 1 instead. Expectation is that Galehouse will swing away. 3-1 from Sheehan. And Galehouse, wow. And I believe, well, I was trying to interpret Leslie Cantor's body language. I don't know if that was directed at the umpire or her batter. There's going to be a base hit by Galehouse. Too tough for the Wildcats defense. And so Galehouse does reach base. That'll bring up Alexa Russo, the number 5 hitter. She is 1 for 3 in this game. And with only 1 out, UT with the winning run currently standing on first base. If they can move Mariah Galehouse up and around, and did Russo get hit? Tough to say. It looks like no, but she sure came close. And so the next pitch to Alexa Russo. Count goes to 2-0. That one way outside. Alexa Russo way ahead in the count now, 3-0. And Sheehan comes back with a nice curveball that finds the strike zone. 3 balls, 1 strike to the dangerous Alexa Russo, who gets a piece of that one. To left field it goes, but not enough. And that's going to be caught out in left field by Sydney Hatch for out number 2. So Abby Salt, the Spartans' first base player, she comes to the plate 2 for 3 in this game. And a teammate, Mariah Galehouse, standing over at first base. Manages to get the strike. And that one looked a little close for comfort in terms of proximity to Salt's body. And there goes the runner, and Galehouse is going to be safe. Stolen base by Mariah Galehouse here in the bottom of the 8th. I believe she may have been struck with the ball. Asked for time from the umpire, Kevin Jack, so that she could kind of shake that one off. So the plot thickens here. 2 outs, but the Spartans now with a runner in scoring position. However, 0-2 to Abby Salt. And Sheehan is way outside with that one. Sheehan delivers, and the count goes even at 2-2. You can cut the tension with a knife here inside Namoli Family Stadium. And that one's going to go to right field, and Galehouse comes around. She'll try to score, and does, and the Spartans are going to win it in the bottom of the 8th. 2-1. Abby Salt drives in Mariah Galehouse, and the Spartans extend their winning streak to 10 games, defeating the Wilmington University Wildcats 2-1. As the Wildcats fall to 4-3, they have a 2-game winning streak stopped, and Gwen McGinnis goes the distance in the pitching circle and will be 8-0 on the season. Dramatic walk-off RBI single by Abby Salt wins it, and the home crowd happy as we will take a break and be back in just a little bit with Game 2 of this doubleheader here on TampaSpartans.tv.